the holiday card thing. I just never it never occurred to me that it was weird that
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, like a lot of my aunts and uncles that live in the US would always send us like a New Year's card or a holiday card, and there'd be photos of their kids or grandkids and
yeah.
where they went on vacation that year. And I always was like, huh, this is a very interesting thing to send it because there was no like
No.
message.
Yeah, that's well, and it's funny because even going one step further than just the photos of someone's family, I got so many this year that was a
Yeah.
list of the husband and wife's accomplishments, and I was like, this is borderline rude.
I mean, every time I turn on Instagram, I just see post after post of like all my friends getting engaged
Yeah,
now.
I'm
So
like, but now you have to
I
be in my
finally reached that age where all my
yeah.
friends are getting engaged.
I feel like
It's
I'm at
just,
the age where people like middle age is setting in.
mm,
And so like people are getting like if anything, I feel a lot of satisfaction
yeah.
that people are including their accomplishments on their holiday card because I'm like there's no easier way for me to understand the depth of your insecurity outside of like this holiday card that I'm not staying on my wall. And there's no note. There's no like dear
No,
Nary.
it's either just Merry Christmas and the year or like Happy New
Yeah.
Year.
And I get why before social media, maybe that makes sense of just like here's my update. But it's so funny that in addition to the updates on social media, there is like this need to also update via physical mail exactly what you've accomplished.
I think social media has just changed so much. I mean, just technology itself.
I
Like, I
know.
was watching a video and this guy was talking about how, like, these devices were created to bring us closer together. And it's
LOL.
just completely divided us. And it's true, but it's kind of like everything,
But
you
it's kind of
know?
it's funny because Instagram is how we met.
Yeah,
So I
it
don't
is.
know.
So, I mean, there can be good,
Yeah.
but
Well, we'll see. We're not
yeah,
like close yet. We'll see how
we'll
it
see what's
goes.
happening.
So I'm older. I'm 37.
You
So
don't look
I
37.
you won't either.
Really?
It's
It's the South
yeah,
Asian.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You'll be fine. I
I'm
looked
lucky.
older 10 years ago. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah, cuz I
So
didn't
you're aging in reverse?
I don't know. I think I'm just I think I found my inner child, so it shows in a way where I was
Okay.
like so stressed when I was 27, 28 about like I have to be
Yeah,
married by
I'm definitely
30.
in that state right now.
Yeah. Um but
So what's the secret?
I don't know. Oh, no, I do know. I don't know, just learn how to play again. That's
Okay.
the secret.
I like that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Um but I was thinking about so I studied abroad in China in 2008
Okay.
and I was thinking about this because on Hinge the other day, I matched with this girl who, what I really liked about her profile was when it said best travel story,
Hmm.
instead of having some like crazy, like, oh, I did this or that, or this like amazing Michelin star dinner, she's my age. And it said, okay, I know this just sounds like really simple and generic, but just like the utter joy of studying abroad pre iPhone, pre social media.
Yeah.
And she wrote something about that. And I had a flashback to when I studied abroad in China in 2008 because I was there for the Olympics in
Hmm.
2008 and it was like
That must have been amazing.
and it
Yeah.
was pre social media and pre smartphone. So imagine hundreds of thousands of people in
Yeah.
a city where nobody speaks English. Um, and everyone is just like trying to figure out how to navigate this like insane city. And I remember leaving the club at 7 a.m. one morning, which
Oh
is what
my
we did every day
gosh.
for like 20 days straight. And there was these six men from Spain, like totally lost. They were each holding a broken, I mean, drunk,
Yeah.
and each holding like a ripped part of a physical map and just like laughing hysterically because they're like, we have no way of knowing how to get home. And then I started laughing, and then one of them picked me up and like twirled me around. And then at some point, I was like, all right, well, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And 17 years later, I still have such a vivid memory of
That's
that.
literally what I was about to
Mm,
say. That
mm.
I think when you actually experience something and you're not capturing it on your phone, you remember it.
You remember it.
100%.
And the feeling of being lost. Like, it made me think about how I'm like, there's no way to be like lost anymore because you
No.
just like pull out your phone and you get an Uber or you look it up or
Yeah.
like whatever. And I don't even think they spoke English and I don't speak Spanish.
I mean, I
So,
know how some of my friends
mhm.
react when their phone dies and they're like in a place or they just like it's all panic mode because it's like how do we function? So I think
Which
we're so
makes
reliant on it
sense.
now.
It makes
Yeah.
sense because now most things are set up in a way where you like everyone else has their
Yeah.
phone. So
I mean, my first instinct would be to go and find a place that I could charge my phone.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
would not ask
Yeah.
someone for directions. I wouldn't get in someone's car. I wouldn't do any of these things that you would
You have to
probably
do
have
now.
to do
You had to do.
before. Yeah, like hitchhike or something like
Well, I
that.
remember like in China, it was like if you pronounce something even slightly incorrectly, you would end
Yeah.
up in a cab. You would end up in like a completely different place.
Yeah.
And so my friend Priya and I at the time, we were both there for the Olympics. And one night, like 9 or 10 of us were going out, so we had to split
Yeah.
into 2 different cabs. And I was like, I'll see you at the club. It's like 8 or 9 p.m. We end up at completely different clubs. At like 4 or 5 in the morning, I hear somebody going, a nary. And I turn around, I'm like, oh my God, finally.
Did you ever have to write anything down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you would
Yeah.
write things down, and also every venue in China, whether it was a hotel, restaurant, or club, they had a little card where they would write out the location in Mandarin
Mm-hmm.
specifically so that you could show your cab driver.
Okay.
So if
that
you
makes
couldn't
sense,
pronounce
yeah.
it, you could be like, okay, here. But it did require you to have to just like interact with people more.
Yeah.
And I don't, this makes me sound so old, but like, I'm like, I've now become one of those people that's like, in my day, we didn't. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't know I guess for you guys, like, you just had internet
We
the whole
did, but
time.
I feel like because I have a lot of like younger nieces and nephews and done a lot of babysitting, and I just find like the younger generation,
Like alpha.
yeah, pretty much they don't know what it's like to not be without a device. Like at
It's-
least I have memories
That's
of not
true.
having a phone and
I know.
any of these things or the internet. Like I just would be outside and I would play and just do things that kids would do, and now it's just iPads the second they can like open their eyes.
It's actually that bad.
It's that bad. It is that bad. I was babysitting for this lady down the street.
Oh, you babysit. I love
I was
it.
babysitting. Her kids were like 8 and 5, and she would like load them up with sugar before I came, which was awesome. And then like be about like 7-8 hours, and I was like, okay, do you want me to like? Because it was right next to Larchmont, so I'd usually sometimes take them to like get like a bite and come back and walk, and they had a dog too. So I was like, just let me know what you want me to do. And she's like, just give her the iPad, she'll be good. And I was like, for 8 hours? And she's like, yeah, she'll be totally fine.
8 hours.
This girl could sit there on her iPad, not even blink, like right to her face.
She's
And I was
like,
like, hey, okay.
she has like a helmet, and it's just like, I wonder if part of it, like, right when it turns into,
I mean,
like,
she had glasses that were this thick, so.
they're like, she hasn't learned how to speak yet. Just consume.
And husband was a doctor, wife was a lawyer. These are smart, educated, wealthy people. I just don't understand. I was really struggling to figure out, how do you allow this to happen?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we're hitting like this point of like everything is accelerating really quickly into just
Yeah.
like AI digital. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, I'm somebody who like uses
Yeah.
AI,
Oh,
but I
we
try
use
to
it all
use
the
it.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to use it to
Chat
create.
is the best thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you use it?
I mean, every day, whether it's social media, like coming up with like captions or just like small stuff like
Small
that.
stuff, yeah.
Or like I used it a bit for like figuring out all my visa requirements. So it's just like readily available information, and I don't have to actually
Right.
go to Google, type, search, look at different articles. It's just going to give me everything. Restaurants, like, is the spot open right now? If not, what are the hours? Like things like that.
Right,
That's
right.
just in an instant that I get
Like all the answers.
all the answers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than searching for them,
Yeah.
and then eventually I'll find it. But it's so much more convenient.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I wonder if I feel like as it becomes a new year, people are always like rethinking their habits or
Yeah.
whatever. And the one I would like to continue and grow, and that sounds like weird, but I want to like just get really comfortable doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like even if I'm just sitting on the couch doing nothing, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
actually like good.
I've always struggled with that.
It's hard.
I get like, I feel guilty for not being productive, or I'm just
I
like,
know.
I should be doing something.
But no.
But no.
It's almost like an act of like resistance. I'm like, I'm just gonna like sit here.
I think my doing nothing now is like taking my dog on a walk.
Oh, what
That's
kind of dog?
She's a German Shepherd Husky Doberman mix.
That is good.
Yeah.
Well-
Yesterday I did that, and it was like the only thing that was like helping ease my mind. Just being outdoors, just walking, and just being with her. I think
Do you
that's
get
the only time I can turn my brain off a
do you
little
get like
bit.
stressed a lot?
Yes.
About what?
I think everything, just like the smallest
Why?
things to
Is the
like the
world
biggest
stressful?
things. Like I'll stress sometimes. I've gotten a lot better. I used to be a lot worse, but I would stress about like, what am I gonna eat? Like, what am I gonna do? Do I need to do this? And now I'm just trying to like, whatever's meant to happen will happen. If I eat this versus that, not the end of the world, you know?
Yeah.
And that mindset change took me a while. I've definitely gotten a lot better. But like when I was like college and high school, I was like so high strung because I also wanted to finish college earlier. So I decided
Why?
I just was like, I'm kind of done with Philly winter.
Where
And
did where did you go?
I went to Swarthmore.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like next to Bryn Mawr and Haverford and
Oh,
UPenn.
nice.
Yeah, so it's like Quaker consortium that they have.
Okay.
And I was doing
Interesting.
theater and film. So one of the only people doing theater and film. Everybody else was doing like,
Pre-med.
pre-med. Yes, exactly. And I was doing 6.5 credits each semester. So I basically had no life, and I was just super stressed. I didn't go for any parties, didn't date anybody, didn't do anything
What?
fun. Yeah.
I was like the opposite. I partied too
But
much.
then I got to graduate, and all my friends had to do class during COVID. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, you're really young. Oh my God, you
yeah.
graduated. Oh, I guess
Not really.
God, it was 6 years ago. Oh
Yeah,
my
COVID was a
God.
while back.
Like that's not even recent grad,
Yeah.
really. That's just
No,
like 6 years
I
ago.
can't call myself a recent grad anymore.
No,
No.
you're an old lady.
Pretty much at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I partied a lot. I mean, I went to Wisconsin. It was also like a party
Okay.
school. But I think, I lived with 16 women and it was not a sorority.
Oh,
My
okay.
senior year and then I
You
did
didn't have any Greek life?
we did, I just didn't do it.
Okay.
Greek life was kind of big at Wisconsin, but also there were so many bars on campus
Okay.
that it wasn't as big because there was like
That's
a lot of
nice.
other stuff
Yeah.
you could do. So,
Nothing good ever came out of Greek
yeah.
life.
Also like I feel like frats are all about like partying and networking. Sororities were like about rules, and I don't like rules.
It's interesting that like the boys get to have fun and then we have all these rules we have to abide
It's like
by.
finishing school, but with like
Pretty much. Yeah.
it's very like pick me ish. I don't know.
My friend was in a frat, and interesting, I didn't know, but if somebody sues the frat, everybody in the fraternity, yeah. And you can imagine how
Wait,
many
everybody in the fraternity what?
they have to face legal charges. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
he
God,
quit the
wait,
frat.
what?
Yeah, he was not even present when this incident took place.
What was the charge? Like
A girl
assault or
got,
something?
yeah. A girl
I
got
mean,
raped.
why am I asking? Like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was literally about to say.
When I was in college, that a frat these guys I knew were in, a guy got accused of it, and the
Yeah.
woman, we knew the woman, and it was like it happened,
Yeah.
but nothing happened. Like I grew up in that era.
My
Nothing
friend
happened.
at USC, she got raped and nothing happened. And USC is like so big, so it's like
Wisconsin
so
is too.
hard to like figure out or press charges or do anything, and it just went unnoticed. But
Like looking back, I'm so ashamed of this, but like when we found out that this girl we knew reported it and
yeah,
whatever, and we were like, we didn't, I don't want to say we didn't take it seriously, but we didn't really, because that's the
Yeah.
era of college I was in. And then she ended up dropping out of school because they were doing the investigation at the fraternity, but
yeah,
they at some point just stopped and nothing even happened. And she just couldn't continue. She's like, it's too crazy.
yeah,
And honestly, part of the reason I wanted to interview Amanda is
yeah,
I was like, I'm ashamed at how quickly I believed the headlines about her. I'm so ashamed at how quickly I believed all this stuff about Monica Lewinsky. And I'm ashamed about I'm like all the slut shaming that happened in college. I'm like, we just didn't question it. It was just like, okay, whatever.
I think, as you said, like when something's presented a certain way in
Mhm.
social media, we as viewers are, gonna take that information just the way they want us to take it. And it's only the few that actually question and probe and want to do a bit of research that can understand and figure out, hey, what's actually going on and what's not. I mean, same thing. We just watched the Diddy documentary.
I'm scared to watch it.
It's terrifying, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, I was just reading headlines and things on Instagram. Had I just gone based of that, I would have no idea the extent to which
It was
all
bad.
there were so many things that I just never knew he did. And I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you,
No,
but
you can tell me.
you should. I mean, this man has been getting away with things like murder since he was 19 years old. Yeah, the first event that he tried to host, he basically like overbooked it and wanted to hype it up, and there was a stampede and 9 people died. and he was responsible and nothing happened.
Oh my God. I feel like celebrities back in that day just didn't get in trouble for anything.
No, and then obviously all the stuff with Tupac and Biggie and this and that, but just dealing with like, you know, a serial narcissist, somebody that doesn't respect women at all.
Right.
There's video footage of him like beating the shit out of Cassie and nothing has happened.
Oh, I hate
He
it.
hasn't even been charged with a domestic violence charge, like nothing.
Why?
No, because I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know if that's one of the things she pressed against him or not, but like sex trafficking is one. But
I
this
feel
man has
like
got like what 50 months in prison or some bullshit, which is
there's some
yeah.
people where I'm like, if I was allowed to kill, I would just kill them. And I mean, there's more than
Yeah.
just him. I'm like, I know that sounds bad, but I'm like,
No, it doesn't sound.
You know what I mean?
bad.
I'm like, I could commit murder. I could do it
Yeah.
if the person sucked. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say this. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I feel feel like I take my citizenship for granted. I'm like, I'm fine. Am I?
Okay.
I don't know. Wait, where did you grow up?
I grew up in India.
Oh, where in?
Yeah, in Bombay.
Nice.
Yeah, I was there until I was 15. Then I moved to Singapore. I was there for another 3 years. Then
Nice.
Philly for another
Nice.
3 years, and now almost 6 years in LA.
Wait, what felt the most like
Yeah.
home?
You know, everybody asks me that all the time. I'm really the kind of person where, because I've traveled so much, and even before in India, my parents are both artists, so I kind of grew up traveling my whole life.
Mm.
I really think it's the people, it's not the place, because
Mm.
I'm very comfortable adjusting to different environments and different places, and I feel at home. But I think if you haven't found the right friend group or the right people around you,
Mm.
it's never gonna feel like home.
No, that's
No.
true.
Yeah.
It's just about like community.
Yeah, because like I find so many people that say LA is like super isolating, which it is because it's so like sprawled out. And if you don't know anybody, it can be very intimidating. Like I got here right during COVID. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah, me too.
I had like no job, no friends, nothing. And I was like, what do I do? Especially when like everything is shut down. So I think when you find the right people, it starts to feel like home.
I think
Yeah.
that's right. And I feel like, to be honest, I feel like I've gone through so many iterations of LA because when I moved here, I had a
Yeah.
partner. And then after we broke up, then it was different because I
Yeah.
was also making different types of friends and COVID was
Same.
over. And now I feel like when I first moved here, I had such a specific thought over time of like what I wanted my career to be.
Yeah.
But now I'm like more open to like what might happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, like I just want to be creative and I want to tell stories. Yes, I would like to be, you know, writer, showrunner, actor, but also at the same time, I'm open to like how that might show up in my life.
Yeah.
And so even like who I collaborate with and engage with is evolving.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just always changing.
I think
Mhm.
that's great. I think once you're able to take that pressure off you, because, like, I mean, we know that at the end of the day, we are in an industry where it is incredibly hard to succeed. Pretty much everything is against us, being women of color and just, you know, trying to figure it out.
There's
I
no like
think
linear path to it.
There's no linear path to it. And I think it can happen however it's meant to happen. But I think once we realize that it's still a possibility and it can happen, I think because we're so used to like, oh, if it hasn't happened by this age or this stage, then it's not going to happen. And I think
Doesn't mean anything.
that's a very, I know, it's a great thing to think about. Like, it doesn't matter. But I think especially in the East, that's like the mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that
Much
could
more, like,
gets
run by
ingrained in your brain.
finance and-
Yeah, because if you don't have a 9 to 5, if you're not making a steady income, you have been I've been brought up to sort of think that way. Luckily, my parents are artists, so at least I'm not completely skewed to that side. But there's a lot of pressure on, you know, young people. Like I see my friends here that are in like tech in the medical field and all these
All my
things, double
family.
degrees, Ivy
Yeah.
Leagues, struggling to find work. And I'm like, how are they any better than me?
I don't know. I mean, I grew up like, so I was born in the US. Like I was born
Yeah.
in Chicago. And then I grew up in outside of Detroit. And like my dad's a doctor, my mom's an accountant slash kind of like the CEO of
Yeah.
the practice. And all of my cousins are either in like some in teaching, but also mostly finance, tech, medicine. So nobody has done anything outside of that. And so yeah, and then I'm also like
You're
unmarried
the brave one.
and I don't have kids. And I'm like, am I like a failure? But then I'm like, no, maybe like
You're
who's,
unconventional.
who's to say, right? Who's to
Yeah.
say? But it takes a lot of like, I guess, self-work to not take it personally
Yeah.
or to not, you know, because even the women that are all physicians, they like support each other in ways that they can't really
Yeah.
support me. It's like, oh, I'll come to your hooding ceremony or I'll come do this. They kind of, there's a script
Yeah.
for how they're supposed to do it that they feel very comfortable with. And
Yeah.
I've just made peace with like, I might not get to have that, but I get to have so many other things.
I think it's more exciting having something that's not like cookie cutter, I guess.
It's really hard and you have to give up a lot, but I think it's
Yeah.
worth it. And
It's definitely worth
I think
it.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
And but I have to, it took me a while to get.
Do you really feel
here.
like you have to give up a lot though?
You have to give up the fantasy of the old relationships.
Okay.
And it's not giving
Yeah.
up, it's just evolving past it.
Yeah, just letting go. Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up with like a really big family in Detroit and I
Yeah.
love them, but like, yeah, they don't. It's interesting, right? Like my cousins can say things about like, oh, my parents don't understand dating or they don't understand this, but then I'm like, oh, but you also don't get what I'm doing.
What I'm doing, yeah.
And I think there's
Yeah.
I think in Indian American communities we're very set up for like go be successful, but sometimes it's
Yeah.
not a community that promotes curiosity
Not at all.
at all, right? So
Especially in this field.
especially in this field,
Yeah.
and so that there's like this tension in that,
Yeah.
like
In
yeah.
my experience, it's always kind of been like, are you an actor? Yes. Well, I haven't seen you on my TV. So,
So what are you doing with your life? What have
what
I
is
seen
it?
you in?
Yeah. It's like,
How do you answer
One
it?
second. I mean, I
They
always
don't see the
answer
reps.
with, yeah, it's like, well, I've studied it. I'm actively working at it. Now I have been and stuff, so at least I can say that. But I find that people will only take you seriously once you start to drop the work that you've done in credits. And it's the same thing with my modeling. Like, now we're in the day and age where everybody can call themselves a model. So when I say I'm a model, people are like, oh, okay, cool. And then I'm like, no, but
Odell.
I've worked for like Lululemon and I shot for Dior, and they're like, oh, so you're a real model? Oh, got it, okay.
Right, sure.
So
You're like,
I
what does that
think,
mean?
yeah, I was like, one second, it's just if I'm saying that, then doesn't that mean that I am like
Kind of like I'm a writer. Oh, what have you what have you published? I'm like, well, I
right?
self-publish
No, it's like
and
no,
I write every day.
I am a writer and I
I'm a
write.
writer. Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it. And I don't think people understand creatives in that same way.
No, because they try to look at it through the same lens that they look at like, oh, she works at
Yeah.
Deloitte or whatever.
Yeah, and then someone's like, well, I'm a doctor. They're like, well, are you like really a doctor? Are you just calling yourself a
Right.
doctor?
You
No one's
can't-
gonna say that.
No one's gonna say you're like I went to medical school. Well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a little bit more problematic if they like didn't go to
Yeah.
medical school. But yeah, there's a binary in how they
There
think about
is.
success. But I do think the cool thing about all of it is that it pushed me to unenmesh with other people.
Yeah.
Like I was like, my life and my vision of myself is not tied to what they think, because
Yeah.
if it was, I wouldn't be doing this.
That's incredibly liberating. And I
It's amazing.
don't think a lot of people can do that. So kudos to you.
It took all year.
Yeah. Takes
Like
some
when people are like, what was 2025 like? I'm like, the year of unenmeshment. It wasn't exciting.
Yeah.
It was trivial in the day to day, but it was like really massive. And I think the gains that I will be
Yeah.
allowed to have in the future.
I think so too. 2025 was probably one of my hardest years in terms of like self growth and just changing and learning and going through just a lot of tough stuff. But
Wait, like say more.
also brought about some amazing things.
Oh, it's when you
too.
met your girlfriend who is sitting right there. I'm like, do you want to come in and say? You don't have to.
You want to come in and say hi? Introduce yourself?
Or just you can talk. I feel like we can cut.
Yeah, we can.
We can come in later. But how did you meet
yeah.
your girlfriend?
Oh, she loves telling this story. I don't know if she wants. Every time I start, she's like, "You're butchering it." But, we met at a coffee shop, which everyone's like, "What? You met at a coffee shop?"
They're such good places to meet people.
Well, I feel like everybody meets people online now, so it's like they think this is like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But it feels like a fairy tale to me. Yeah, I was at the coffee shop that I'm kind of always at, and I saw this girl, and I was
Wait, which neighborhood?
Larchmont.
Okay, I
Yeah.
need to move. I need to meet the other gay women.
Come
Santa
to
Monica has
Larchmont.
none.
Literally come to Larchmont. But I was just kind of there doing my thing, and I saw this girl, and I was staring at her a little bit. I didn't think she quite saw it, but she did. And then came over after a little bit and was like, I'm trying to get work done, but I find myself really distracted. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I was genuinely like kind of stressed because I didn't want to come off as creepy or whatever, but I didn't know she was flirting with me, and I eventually caught on.
It's hard sometimes to know.
It is hard sometimes because like I didn't know she was gay, or like I just thought she was pretty.
I love that statement. I didn't know if she was gay. I just thought she was pretty. Should be on a t-shirt
I want
somewhere.
that on a t-shirt. And then yeah, I got her number. Didn't think much of it, but then we went out on a date, and
Oh.
almost 10 months later, here we are. So
I have dated 2 men that I met at coffee shops
okay,
in Santa Monica, but only for like a few. It didn't work out,
yeah.
obviously. But it's just people that walked in and they were like, "Hey."
But it sounds like
Uh,
these Hinge dates are
I haven't even gone on a
sounds no
date with this girl.
okay.
I did not go on dating apps for like a few years, and I
Yeah.
finally am trying again. So far, it's been okay.
I think sometimes you can get lucky.
That's what
It just depends.
and it's not. I just don't know if they're for me. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm much more of like a
In
read
person,
energy in
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of people who just are chronically sitting on their phones are not really even looking for anything. They
Yeah.
just want to like escape a little bit.
Yeah.
So who knows? I'm staying open minded, but
You should. I mean, I met her when I least expected it, so
I know. It's so
it
annoying.
always happens like that because it's
Yeah.
as soon as my mind says like, ugh, I don't want anything, don't want to really, I'm not looking for anything. It
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
and every time I'm looking, never happens.
Yeah. That's true. I don't
So-
even know, to be honest. It's not that I'm not looking. I mean, it would be great.
Yeah.
But also for me, the interesting thing is like I really want kids.
Mhm.
And so, but I'm okay with doing it just,
Yeah.
with either a surrogate or
Yeah.
plan B, my own womb. So I'm
There
like,
are so many ways that we can have
I
kids now. I
know,
think people need to
so-
relax. We don't need to do it at whatever 30, 40. Like it can happen whenever. You
It
can
can
be a
happen
mother whenever.
You can
and
be a mother
however.
literally whenever.
Yeah.
So I guess in a way, like I'm more thinking about that over the, like I'm thinking about like
Yeah.
financial freedom. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
The partner feels like a nice to have and it would be awesome, but only if it is awesome.
Yeah, I don't think
So,
that's
yeah.
something you should ever rush into, especially if you're thinking of like, oh, I want to raise a child with somebody.
It'd
That's
be
like,
irresponsible to
it's the
rush
most
into
important decision you're gonna make.
Yeah.
and it's gonna dictate everything in your life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm like, are you a
yeah.
sperm donor or a partner? Because they're different things.
What are things you're looking for in a partner?
Curiosity, ambition, groundedness. Like not like do they go to therapy and talk
Yeah.
about therapy, but more like no. Do you fight enough with your mom?
Yeah.
Like do I trust
Yeah.
that you can do that? Also playfulness.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to do what I do, but they
humor
have
is a
to.
big thing for me. If I
Humor.
can't laugh with you, then
Oh my god, I can't do
I'm gonna
it.
get bored.
The last
Yeah.
person I was seeing, my friend asked me. I was like
Mhm.
not. It was only a few months, and I wasn't sure. And my friend's like, "Do you guys laugh together?" And I was like, "Not enough."
Yeah.
And she goes, "You can't date him.
No.
That's like such a bad. Like
No.
outside of everything,
Yeah.
you can't." So sense of humor, and then also like somebody who is like. I do think timeline matters, and like somebody who wants to like build a
Yeah.
home with me.
Yeah.
You know.
Timeline does matter. I feel like,
I think it
especially when
matters.
there's like big gaps. You know.
Yeah. If somebody's like, I think I need 5 years, I'm gonna take that seriously and into
Yeah.
account. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a friend and she's like recently divorced. She's probably in her like mid-30s or maybe
Mhm.
late. I think she's a little bit older than you. She has a son and she was seeing this girl that's much younger.
Yeah.
And they love each other, but it's just she doesn't want kids right now. She's like, they're in completely different places.
And that matters a lot,
It
actually.
does. Unfortunately, like sometimes love just is not enough. And like
I don't
think
think so.
that's something that I didn't realize when I was younger. I think we're meant to believe that if you just love somebody enough, like that's all that matters. And I think the older you get, life hits you and knocks you down and you realize that there's actually so much more that you got to take into account to build a successful
Yes.
relationship. Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at like I've been in a couple of long relationships, and my last relationship was like 4 years,
yeah.
and it felt more like a divorce, but in that I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I now know what doesn't work,
Yeah.
and something I really don't like, or like something that I really value in a partner and I hate in someone is someone who needs to be perceived as good.
Mm.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
because that's actually so dangerous, because it's more important. Just be messy. Nobody's asking you to be perfect.
Yeah.
But I find that people that want to be perceived as good, which is a lot of people, they struggle
Yeah.
with repair. Like if
Yeah.
something happens, rather than actually wanting to deeply repair, they're more concerned with like, but I'm a good person, right? Like I did it.
Yeah,
And
I
so
have seen that.
I pay attention to that a lot now, is
Yeah.
how well can someone, because you're gonna fight, things are gonna
I
happen,
know.
but how well can someone repair?
Yeah.
And
It is the
So-
coming together that matters the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, whether it's a woman or a man, I think definitely with men, I like queer men more than I like
Yeah.
like just someone who's in touch with themselves. And with straight men, that can be hard,
Oh yeah.
um, if not impossible.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No offense. I mean, and then yeah, even with women though, it can be like you can
Yeah.
meet women who are bisexual or lesbian or queer, whatever it is, but if they don't, they still could potentially be not queer minded.
Yeah.
Like I still think that part of it is more, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, are you constantly like, what do we believe? What do we want our life to look like? That's
Yeah.
important to me.
I definitely
Mhm.
think if you're like,
Mhm.
as you said, those core morals and values aren't aligning, um, it's just really gonna be hard to like, it's like fitting two puzzle pieces that just don't fit.
And we all know what that it's like
Yeah,
hard to
it is
have that
hard.
friction.
Yeah,
And I feel like we try to
yeah.
make up for it with like sex or whatever. Like you find
And
these other
especially when you
ways.
think about it, it's like at some
Mm.
point someone's either gonna have to compromise, then that leads to, resentment or this or that. But it's like if you find somebody that wants the same things, believes in the same things, and feels the same way, it's so much easier.
It's
It is so much
and more
easier.
and elevating
Yeah.
versus constantly having to like work
Yeah.
in a way where I'm like, but why is this so much work?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think also, as you said, like curiosity is a big thing.
It's almost the
'cause
number one.
I've never really wanted to be with somebody that was kind of just like me or came from the same background. And I've kind of seen all my friends growing up pick like the safe bet, the safe option.
The safe bet.
Grew
Yeah.
up in the same town. We went to the same school. We know the same people. We studied the same thing in college.
Oh my
We're going to
God.
live the same
It's like a
life.
mirror.
Our kids are going to go to the same school. We're going to grow old in this town. We're going to die together.
I feel like I just like entered my grave hearing that. I'm like, "Bleh."
That's what I thought growing up. So for me, I was like, how fast can I get out of the city?
Yeah.
How fast can I leave and do something completely different and live a life that none of these other people could possibly imagine?
And then what do you think you and your girlfriend have that works really well?
I mean, obviously, very
Like, as we look at her.
compatible.
LOL.
I think more than obviously, all the major things, like we do share the same morals and values. We are compatible. We're very similar in a lot of ways, but I really think that it's our attitude of we're never going to quit, we're never going to stop trying. I think when, you know, early when we met, she said, I believe if two people want to make something work, they're going to be able to make it work. And as soon as one person doesn't, there is no way a relationship can
It's
work.
done. It's done.
And I think I have finally met somebody that wants to make things work as much as I want to make things work.
Oh, I want that.
It's
Yeah.
what everybody wants. It's put everything in perspective for me because, like, I get asked questions like, what is success and what is this and work and career? And I was so hyper fixated and focused on it for such a long time until I met Haley. And life is short. I've had a lot of people come and go, people pass, like all of this stuff. When you take it into account, you're really like, well, what am I doing? What am I living for? What brings me peace? What brings me joy? What brings me happiness? Is it booking another job and getting a check, or is it spending time with somebody that I love?
100%. I feel like that's been my biggest thing is I'm like,
Yeah.
there's nothing that can replace just quality time with other
No.
people. And, even in my exploration with AI,
Yeah.
when I see what other like AI startup founders or people are doing, which is like staying
Yeah.
up all day and night coding,
Pretty much.
I don't get why. Like
Yeah.
every time I write something or I record a podcast or I interact with people, it makes me better at creating in
Yeah.
AI because it means I understand humans and I can input
Human
that.
interaction is the most important
It's
thing.
it's literally the most precious thing.
Yeah.
And I truly believe over the next few years, I'm like, it's gonna be everyone is gonna realize it's the only valuable thing.
Yeah.
Everything else is just like a distraction and you don't get
Yeah.
that much time with people you love. Like that's
You never know how much time you have with
No.
people you love, and I've kind of learned that the hard way. It's really one of those things. Like I had a family member that was going through chemotherapy, and it's when you know someone's dying, you're at least allowed to kind of prepare yourself a little bit. But A, you never know when it's gonna happen,
No.
and B, even though you think you're preparing yourself, you don't know what's coming for you. And it's stuff like that I'm like, every missed call, every chance that I chose to do something else rather than be with this person, you start regretting it.
You start regretting
and
it.
it took me a long time to get rid of that guilt and regret.
That's so good. You already did it. Most people.
I'm trying to, yeah. Every day I struggle with it sometimes, but it's, as you said, like all the things that you have worked on and, freed yourself from. It's that feeling of like liberty, that I'm
Yeah.
not attaching myself to all these things that are bringing me down,
Yeah.
and I'm allowing myself the grace that I deserve.
And I think anyone who attaches strongly to a label, it's like
Yeah.
then when that thing is no longer true, do you feel like you don't have worth to other people? Like that
Yeah.
just doesn't, that's so sad.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept because I did this death workshop with an acting coach. I know.
I'm obsessed
Everyone
with
was
death.
like, "Do not do it," because it's the most like it's very intense. It was like
What does
4
it mean? What is a
weeks.
death workshop?
You basically exploring your mortality.
I love that.
It was amazing. I loved it. Everyone was crying, and half of the people weren't even actors, which I was like, "Wait, this is so cool." Like people in their 50s that were like, real estate agents and this and that and all walks of life. But basically this concept of, this was something that I definitely took away. You're a child right now. If your mother passes, are you still a child? These labels that we've created.
Wow, wow, that was I like just got the chills.
I got the chills and I was like, so basically he made us like map out everything and like things, qualities, like basically categorize things that, give our life meaning. And once you start taking away things and then you're left with this blank paper, what does it mean to you? And I've never seen like grown men breaking down like that and, opening up and sharing and struggling. And it was the safest place. Like I've been to countless acting classes, I've done improv, I've done everything, but I have never felt this sense of like bonding and community with these people that were
Mm.
literally strangers. But it was just like shedding layer after layer after layer. And I was like, wait, if both my parents passed, am I still a child? Like, am I still like, if my sister passes or this, like anything like that, are those labels then peeled off and a part of our identity stripped away? And
That's scary.
it was very scary. And
Like, who are you?
who are you? um it was amazing. I highly recommend it if you ever in the
I
place that you want to do that. Yeah.
I well no, I it's so interesting you say that because so I follow this company called Hey Mortal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like this newsletter where they write about death and like
I
end of
love that.
life and how to prepare, but
Yeah.
from a very philosophical standpoint too. Just hey, we're all gonna die. Their tagline is literally "We're all gonna die. Let's talk about it." And I love their content.
Yeah.
Some of it is very tactical, like how to prepay for your funeral and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But a lot of it is stuff like what you're talking about.
One of the things
Yeah.
is writing like your obituary, which I feel like you would love to do that.
So my friend, one of my friends the other day, my friend Dan, shout out to Dan.
Yeah.
He the other day was like, if you would allow me to write your obituary, I already know what I want to
What
write.
I'm gonna do.
And I was like, what? He was like, I would write great hugger. And I was
Yeah.
like, Dan, that's
Great
so-
listener.
Great listener. He wrote great hugger. And I think obituaries are so that
I've
would
read
be
some
so
beautiful
fun.
obituaries.
They're so beautiful.
Honestly, there was one. I gotta find it, but it was like reading a poem. It was poetry.
Because why don't we say these things to people? Maybe when I write people letters today
Yeah.
for New Year's, I'll be like, here's your
You should
obituary.
do that. You should do that. You
That's
should say,
so
this is
funny.
what I would say if you were to die. Because one of the things in the workshop was you get to attend your own funeral, which was like,
You know, I did a
Yeah.
past life regression 2 or 3 years ago with a friend of mine. Do you know what that is?
no, what is that?
You get hypnotized by like a past life regression
And that
practitioner,
works?
and you talk about your past lives. They like prompt you. It was 4 hours long, and it's all recorded.
Oh my
And one of my
God.
visions was I was at my own funeral,
Very interesting.
and she said I was the only person who like was able to see that. It was amazing. It was amazing, and it
Really?
was like life changing for me.
Okay, adding it to the list.
All right, I'm obsessed with death. That's amazing. I
Yeah.
think, you know, I mean, it's morbid, but my grandma is 93 and she's approaching death. And I feel like what I've learned, I'm like, everybody's so scared to talk about it.
Yeah.
And how interesting with the family. Like, I grew up Hindu. I'm like, we're all about the past lives,
Yeah.
but we're not even talking about it really.
No.
I haven't looked into it, but apparently there's a Hindu goddess of death. Her name is Yamaraj.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, Aishwarya, who I interviewed here, she is like working on a short film about her specifically.
Oh, very cool.
But I think death is so interesting.
It is. I definitely wasn't as interested before like all these things happened, but I think there was a part of me that like I just was trying to ignore it because it just made me sad thinking about it. But I think looking at it from a different perspective makes you so much more grateful. So much
Yeah.
more
And in
grateful,
touch
so
with
much more
like it's
present.
kind of Buddhist or something
Yeah.
to
I
be
think
like
that's a good
just
way
like
to
kind of have
describe
like a
it. Very
nonchalant,
zen, yeah.
very zen approach to death.
Yeah. I left the workshop. I definitely felt like I was a different person, and I think a lot of people there could probably say the same.
What made you want to
Yeah.
take it?
Well, my acting coach was like, I think this would be really good for you because he could tell that I was just like, there was just something inside me that was not quite budging.
Not quite budget.
Acting has been like the best therapy for me.
Not
I feel
quite dead.
like not quite dead. But the other thing too that this workshop I did was like before my family member passed, and it's like after doing that, the other thing that people don't tell you is that when someone
Who
passes,
passed
like
away?
I had a family member that
Oh, I'm
passed,
sorry.
and it was like the cancer thing, and I
Oh, it's
think
hard. Cancer sucks.
cancer sucks. Cancer is literally the worst thing because you're watching somebody you love like deteriorate. I'd much rather you just
Die.
have a stroke and die.
If I get cancer,
Any
I'm like,
day.
just kill me.
No, 100%.
Assisted suicide. Like,
There
if,
is no
yeah.
way after seeing somebody go through 30 rounds of chemotherapy.
Oh my God. That's
No,
so insane.
I'm not doing that.
No.
Pull the plug.
And then people get it again.
Yeah.
And it's pretty brutal.
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. And it's one of those things where like, I mean, she basically kind of starved herself to death because she's like, I can't take this anymore. Because you'll still be alive. You just have no
You're almost
quality
dead.
of life. You're
Yeah.
almost dead. And doctors won't do anything. They'll keep trying to like, keep you just conscious. And it's just, it's
Oh
so
my God,
inhumane.
oh my God, yeah.
I know, but I think it's like when somebody passes, it's like that bittersweet feeling of like, all right, now all I have is the memories, but you're also like carrying that inside you, every single day, that kind of heaviness.
Okay, I kind of want to take this workshop.
Yeah, you definitely should.
I feel like I could write. I could make I could write about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, hey mortal, can I pitch
Oh,
you?
yeah.
I'm like, hey mortal, are you listening? Can I pitch you this article? Yeah, that's so interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. So, do you have any siblings?
No siblings.
Oh, nice.
Only
What-
child.
what
I
is
grew
that
up
like?
with doggies.
Oh, in Mumbai too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no siblings. What was that like? Well, both my parents are artists, so
What kind of artists?
my mom's a photographer, dad's a graphic designer.
Nice.
So I kind of grew up with them being away and busy and like at art shows and galleries and, doing creative things. So I had to grow up a lot quicker. My parents are also older than, most of the other parents in my school. So dinner conversations were like really boring sometimes. They just wanted to talk about like, intellectual things and politics, and I just wanted to like be a kid.
That's so
And
interesting because we didn't do that, but that sounds cool in
Yeah.
theory.
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
And both my parents are like, highly educated and this and that, and they're very
Highbrow.
smart. Yes, yes. And I was always just like, I just want to be silly and goofy and not always have to have a really
Accolades.
serious conversation or these accolades. I remember the pressure that I had when I was deciding colleges because, like, both my parents went to Ivy Leagues. Everyone's like, Ivy League, like, you have to, you have legacy. And I was like, that's just not what I want. And that's okay.
That's okay.
But I think, for a lot of people, that's just something that's kind of frowned down upon, or they look at you like you're crazy, But I've learned that, just education can be found in so many different ways. And this holistic kind of learning that I'm lucky enough to be able to experience, like meeting people from all over the world, is probably the best kind of education you're really
I
gonna get.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More
and you're
than just a
very-
fucking piece of paper that's like, okay.
Or people keep getting. I feel like in our community, people keep getting certificates. Like that's a big thing. I'm like, stop getting fucking certificates. I'm like, that's so boring. Go do a death
Yeah.
course.
Go
Like-
do a death
Like
course
be more
instead.
interesting than like, oh my god, like an SAP certificate. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I think that's also one of the reasons why I was like, I was always drawn to like theater and cinema and anything creative because it was kind of in my blood. But I think it's also something that's just unconventional, and I think as an actor too, you're never gonna stop learning. And that's one of the main things that I was like, ooh, I was very intrigued by. And I kind of loved that, you know, in other professions or whatever, you kind of sometimes reach a plateau. But I think when you are your vessel and you are, you know, it is me. I am everything that I'm giving. I think there's I think there's something beautiful about that, that because I'm constantly learning and growing and evolving, my art is also constantly gonna
My writing is that way
evolve.
too.
I love that.
Like as the more I write, the more it's like a process. I
Yeah.
learn and then I'm like, oh, I can do better next time. And then when I read
Yeah.
my old stuff, I'm like, I can do better.
I think with other
It's
professions, it's kind of
different.
boring in that sense. It's different.
It's more repetitive.
It is more repetitive, and I don't think there's like a clear divide between the work you do and the person you are.
Right.
And
It's
with
like severed.
us, it is
We're
like
unsevered.
so intertwined
Yeah.
where yeah, like I mean, I tell her sometimes like if I am not okay on certain days, I cannot perform.
No.
There is no
You have to channel.
separating the two because that is me, you know?
Nobody gets that. Like even
No.
I remember, I'll never forget. Like in the summer, I was like going, and I won't get into all the details of this, but I was going to London, and I had a really long flight,
Yeah.
and I literally prepared and channeled all week so that I could write the entire flight.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I can't. It's a process. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, every day I'm going to wake up. I'm going to either do Pilates or run.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to journal. Like I had a whole process by which to be in that right headspace. And then the morning of the flight, someone put really negative energy in my headspace.
Yeah.
And it like
It throws you
almost
off.
destroyed the
Yeah.
whole thing. And I remember like luckily I can get back. But I remember thinking like nobody really gets what it's like when you've like spent a whole week or two, whatever it is, preparing. I'm like, you cannot let like bad energy get to you because that is literally like lighting money on fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to be able to get
Yeah.
this stuff done. So even with my mom, like, or family, like, I have to sometimes limit interaction.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like they don't get it or they think it's like selfish or whatever. And I'm like, it's not though. It's actually like my livelihood.
Yeah. I'm also the kind of person where I'll purposely like not share that much just so that people can't like poke and prod and
Yeah,
like
totally.
rattle me. And once it's done, everything's okay, then I will
Then
share.
I'll share it.
Yeah.
I do that now too because I've learned. I'm like, there's no.
No.
Yeah,
I don't want the nuzzer. I don't want it.
My uncle, when I was home, I mean, he's kind of crazy. He just kept being like, I would just love if we could talk more about your goals, or like, what if I read your journal? Like, I just want to know how you think. And I was like, are you out of your mind? Like, no, you can't read my journal. He's a little
That's
nutty.
That's like the most Indian uncle thing to ever say.
And he's like, why not? You know, I think we should all learn from each other. And I was like, I don't think my goal in life is to like help you learn. Or if I do, it's going to be by embodying something, not by letting you into my thought process. So I tried unsuccessfully to explain. I'm like, look, if I tell you a goal before I've even done anything, and then you have a thought, and he's like, no, but I'm not judgmental. I'm like, everybody's judgmental.
I mean, we're kind of working on that right now where, you know, we're building our social media and we
I want to find it. What is it?
It's Dia and Haley, our TikTok. And we're
almost
like
a couple social media.
75,000 followers.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna pull it up.
We kind of struggle with this a lot where there's so many people that just do not understand what we are doing and why we are doing it, especially when we started. And given the fact that we've grown so fast and we're continuing to grow, I think people are now starting to take it a little bit more seriously because, you know, we had some brands reach out and this and that. Yep.
I found you. You're at 74.2K. Continue, I'm listening.
But it's sad that like people are so quick to either judge or be like, oh, this is never gonna work out, or, you know, good luck. So many people have tried but failed.
Blah, blah, blah,
and
you're like,
yeah. And I think it takes a lot of you know, self-confidence and belief in yourself. And I'm very lucky that I have someone that believes in me and us so deeply because it wasn't my idea to start this. It was hers. And I was also one of the people that was like, babe, I don't really know if people are actually going to give a shit or care. And she was like, no, trust me. And
trust.
That's the key word. I think if you have trust and faith, you can accomplish all of this.
I mean, I think, okay, I've been toying with the idea of one of the voice agents I built. Her name is Gabby, and I use my like writing and podcast to make her funny.
Yeah.
But she doesn't sound like me. She sounds like her own. She does in the way that she asks questions, but not her actual voice.
Okay.
And I find people just want to like tell her things.
Yeah.
Because she's like funny. She'll be like, oh, period sex, yes or no.
Yeah.
And people will just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. And I have Call Gabby as the TikTok, but I haven't done anything with it. And I was like, I kind of want to just like leave her
You
number in
should.
places, and just like see what people just like say the most amazing things to her.
Yeah.
And sometimes I incorporate those things onto my podcast.
You
So I've thought
definitely
about
should.
doing it, but I keep putting it off because I'm like, who cares? Who cares? But maybe it's like,
That was my first thought as soon as she mentioned
just try it.
who cares?
Yeah.
That's always meant. Like, who is going to actually care? But you'll be surprised just how many people are going to care, how many people you're going to help. Like, that was the other thing that thought never crossed my mind.
You
Like,
could help people.
we've helped so many people.
I love
So many
that.
people come out, so many people that were dealing with all these mental issues, and just I think people find solace when they see somebody being true to themselves, authentic, and spreading more love and kindness.
Yeah, like Gabby is like, I'm like, okay, she's made off
Yeah.
AI, but also she gets people to talk about who they actually
Yeah.
are. And she's created so many cool moments on the podcast because people will tell her things. And then I'm like, oh, I feel like you wouldn't have said that to me directly.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So it creates, like, even the Amanda Knox episode, the most powerful moment came because I had sent out a version of Gabby to all my friends and family being like, hey, if you want to ask Amanda anything, let me know.
Yeah.
And my neighbor from Italy, she was like, I was 12 at the time and I lived in Italy when this was all going on.
Wow.
And she told me this whole story about how she's like, we all used to think Amanda was like a slut. And now we're all like, wow, Amanda's like a sign of freedom.
Yeah.
And when I told Amanda that story, Amanda immediately started crying. And it was interesting because I could not have brought that perspective into the episode
Yeah.
myself because I'm not from Italy. So I thought it was really interesting that it created a more human moment. So
Yeah.
that's like what I'm playing with.
Yeah.
Is like, because I think just confessions are interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is sometimes
Mhm.
hard to elicit those things out of people, and I think, as you said, people like let their guard down more around certain people, less around other people. So
Yeah.
it is this idea of like what's gonna make somebody feel comfortable enough to share these parts of themselves.
And I think
Yeah.
especially for people who English is a second language, like even my mom called Gabby and my mom was
Yeah.
like, I like it because I think with like an American human person,
Yeah.
she might feel like, oh, they're talking too fast and I don't want to ask questions and I feel weird.
Yeah.
With an artificial voice, she's like,
It's okay.
it's
Yeah.
okay. And that's kind of interesting. I'm like, okay, like that's so I don't know. I just like stories. Like I like learning who people are through the
Yeah.
podcast.
I
and
love stories. The art of storytelling is, in my opinion, the best thing.
I think it's just like the only thing we as humans have
Yeah.
that like separates us from
Yeah.
everything else.
Animals.
Animals, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we are animals too, but it's like the thing that separates us, I think.
Yeah.
What made you want to do this interview today?
Well, I met this really cool girl on Instagram, and I thought she was dope.
Who is she?
So
I
I was like, you know what? Why not?
I don't even remember how we met.
No, it's so hard to meet other South Asian women here in LA specifically that think like you, that have been through similar experiences. And I'm also in the kind of stage in my life where it's like, I don't just want friends. I want friends that really start to become family, you know?
Oh my God, I have to
And-
move to Larchmont.
You should come to Larchmont.
I'm coming.
You should definitely do that.
Okay, this week I'm going to start looking at places and be
Yeah.
like sending you listings. Like, is it?
We'll make it happen.
I already feel like I moved.
When was the last time you were in Larchmont?
Oh, I don't know. Like,
A while.
maybe December.
Oh,
whatever.
okay, okay.
I mean, I come to
Because
West
a lot
Hollywood.
of people don't know about Larchmont.
That's true,
It's like
they
a
don't.
little, you know,
Astor Burger?
hidden, like a hidden spot in LA.
I think it's so
Yeah.
nice.
It is really nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I've been there for a while now, so
Yeah. It just, you know,
Yeah.
when you've moved on from something, like I feel like I've mentally moved on from Santa Monica, but I still live there. And I'm like, what am I doing here?
yeah.
I almost wonder if I need to just give my landlord notice. And that's the only way
And
it's
then
going to
just-
happen.
just-
Because then
Sometimes I mean, she has moved, what, 5 times since she got, you can ask her because she's like the queen of like, all right, I'm going to stay in this place, explore it, then I'm going to go to another place. She was in Silver Lake, Santa Monica, Ventura, not Brentwood. Where are we? Westwood.
she's got to try
Yeah.
things. I do actually
All
like
the
Westwood.
spots.
Westwood is nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
go
try
to-
new things.
I go to movies in Westwood sometimes.
Yeah.
I like their IPC, like their
Oh, I
theater
haven't been
there.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was like talking to this guy I met on Raya, but then he was like, "Hey, I'm like busy with work." So I was like, "Okay."
That's everybody.
I was like, "Okay." We never even like talked.
it has been impossible to network with people on Raya.
People are wild.
They are they will respond, and then I swear to God, they just like throw their phones away or something happens, but it's just
I think it
crickets.
literally draws the most insane people.
That too.
Like, or most
That
avoidant
too.
maybe or something.
Yeah.
No, me and him were talking, and I wasn't even committed to it being like romantic. I was more just
Yeah.
like, oh, we were having a good time. And then yesterday he's like, oh, I just wanted to let you know, like, I think I'm gonna be busy with work. And I was like,
Okay.
I was like dying. I'm like, wow, I've never been dumped so fast. I'm kind of into it. And like, I don't even know if he, like, to me that's really funny. I don't even know if he thought that was funny. I don't know what he thought.
What did you respond with?
I don't think he even responded to that. But again, I didn't even save his name in my phone, so I
Yeah.
wasn't overly committed to it. But I thought the whole interaction. But so in the interaction, he lives in the Bay Area, but used to live in LA, and he was saying one thing he misses about LA sometimes is just
Yeah.
how like he's like people actually watch movies and
Yeah.
like the arts.
I miss watching movies.
Yeah.
I used to go to, this was like, before streaming was what it is now.
Right.
Like going to the theater for
It's so
me
nice.
was, I would get so excited.
We should go see
as a
Zootopia.
I was literally telling her,
I really wanna
I'm
go see
dying to
it.
go see Zootopia.
Me too.
Let's do it.
All right,
I
I'm
would
in.
love to do that.
That would be. I feel like it's just been so popular, and my friends who have kids who've gone to see it, they're like,
Yeah.
it's really good.
And I love Shakira, so
I love Shakira so much.
yeah.
Okay, I'm in. I'm gonna
Done.
like send you some dates.
Done. Larchmont and Zootopia.
Awesome. Wait, I never even asked you to introduce yourself. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Dia Patel.
Oh my God, Gujarati.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously.
When did you
It's a dead giveaway.
I know, right? Like Shah Patel. All
Yeah,
of
as soon as I say that, people are like, how many motels do you own? And I'm like, none, actually.
it. You're like, I come from.
I'm not one of the Patel motel owners.
You're not like Patel American. You're like
No, I'm
Patel from
not.
Mumbai, which is
Yeah,
really...
I'm not from Jersey. I'm not from Edison. Yeah.
What? Hold. I remember this guy telling me, I was like, oh, I know so many Priyas because I grew up in Detroit, a lot of Indians. And he goes, I'm from Edison. There was 19 Priya Patels at my high school.
I was literally about to say. Yeah.
I was like, I can't compete with that.
No.
That's actually unhinged. Like at graduation, it was like Priya Patel.
My
Priya
first
Patel.
time in Edison, I was like, I feel like I'm back in India. This is the most bizarre
Do
feeling
they allow
ever.
white people in here? Like,
Not a single white
No.
person. No.
do you ever miss Mumbai
Yeah.
or Singapore?
I miss my friends and family.
Mm.
I miss the food in Singapore.
Is it really good?
Best food I've ever eaten.
I've never been to Singapore. Okay, I want to go.
That's a spot you gotta go to.
All right.
It is safe. It is clean. Public transport's amazing.
Mm.
And it's also one of those places where if you go for like a week, you'll be able to see everything, which is so
Mm.
great. I think for me, like, Europe and other places like that, there's just so much to see that you can't see everything in like
No.
a week.
No.
Singapore, because it's small, you can do everything you gotta do in like a week. And
Oh
have
my God,
an
I want to go
amazing
see
trip.
it.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm excited.
you should definitely do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, is there anything you want to ask me? We're hitting the hour
I
mark.
feel like I've been asking you so many questions.
I know. I'm like, did I talk too much?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to ask either of us, or that we should elaborate?
What is it,
on?
babe? You want to ask some questions?
Besides death, which
you
was-
wanna hop in and
What life
and
do
say
you-
some things?
She's like, just get in. Just get in.
It's not my podcast. Come on, hop in. You'll fit.
Yeah, you can take my spot.
Should I ask you questions?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask me questions?
Hot seat.
Hot seat. I think we should all take a hot seat. We each get to ask somebody a question.
How about you come in and ask her some questions, because we might get some good clips out of it. All right, let's do it.
Oh boy.
I kind of love this. I've never done this before.
I know. Right? Girlfriend Q&A.
Girlfriend Q&A. All right, introduce yourself.
My name is Haley Florence.
You gotta come closer to the mic.
Sorry, like this.
Yeah, just because you're a little taller.
My first question is, how does it feel to be with the hottest girl in the LA area?
Just the LA area? You want to
I'm trying
rephrase?
To be humble. a
You're
little
trying to
bit.
be humble. It's the best feeling in the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you say yes when I came up to you at the coffee shop that day and asked for your number?
I mean, obviously, apart from your looks, it was definitely your energy and confidence. I haven't really had any women approach me, so
Mhm.
that was a first.
Yeah. What was your
yeah.
initial impression?
You seem like the kind of person that was like, I kind of go for what I want, And
Sure did.
yeah, I like that.
I mean,
It made
yeah.
me nervous but excited.
Yeah, we tell this story all the time because
Yeah.
like I am actually like as confident as I do come across, I'm never been very assertive, especially with pretty women. But just something about her energy just really drew me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I feel like I'm watching Heated Rivalry.
you know,
Which, by the way,
so-
have you seen it?
No, but
just
we
started.
want to watch it. But honestly, a goal of ours is to be able to act together. I feel
Yeah.
like I think people that's one thing we discuss all the time. I have a feeling, and I was also guilty of this, that people think of queer people in, a very specific certain way. And if
yeah.
you are anywhere outside of that mode, people are like, literally.
Me and you.
I had so many people being like, I didn't know that there were, queer Indian women. Like, I didn't know
That's
that was a
insane.
thing.
And like we both look femme, which I get that all the time. Of like, oh, how do you know? I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, but and also the other thing, it's like I think people are like, well, two femmes together, that's just no. Like there has to be a man in the relationship or somebody that's more masculine. And when they see us together, they just can't understand it. So I think one of the great ways is to show that there is representation. And I mean, if you saw us on your screens,
Yeah. Oh my god, I should write something for both of you. That would be so.
I mean, I keep saying
People
it's
always
like,
ask us on our like lives. They're like, "Do you guys have a spicy page, like an OnlyFans?" And we're like, "The only time you guys are gonna
Yeah.
see that content is on the big screen."
On the big
So if you want to
screen.
see more of us,
You're like,
Yeah.
you want an OnlyFans streaming on Netflix?
Yeah.
You know where to find us.
Right.
Literally, I
Go to
was
our
like,
cash
get
app.
us to the big screen, and then you can watch us make out. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wrote like I wrote a comedy pilot I'm shopping out about just me being queer.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
and there's like a threesome in it. Like and most of it is based on like real.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to make stuff up. This
Yeah.
is just like what it is.
yeah.
And after I watched Heated Rivalry or some of it, I feel like I had all this pressure to tamper down some of the sex scenes or whatever. I'm like, no, it's not about
No.
sex. It's about like
Yeah.
the
Literally.
just the yearning of it.
Well, I have a question because I've read some of the reviews. How is the plot line and the storyline? Because my thing with films or TV shows that are so like sexually explicit, they only focus on that. And sure, the
Okay.
sex scenes are great, but I'm like, what's the story?
Yeah.
As a writer, I want to.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
want
as
to
a-
take your seat back?
As a writer,
Yeah.
I'm very curious because this has always been a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Where
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
I don't think, for me personally, I'm not as invested in characters and relationship if you haven't given me context and a great story. Like I don't want to just
Yeah.
watch two people that are hot make out or have sex if there's no reason to. Like,
Right.
What is the build up? Why? What's the problem? What's the pain? Like what is going on?
I feel like it's very so. I think queer women
Yeah.
are very different than gay men,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
My gay male friends, right? Like I do think, not saying they don't have a build up,
Mm-hmm.
but Grinder was Grinder for a reason. They
Yep.
meet and then they like fuck,
Yep.
you know?
It's true.
And there's also not a lot of like dialogue because I feel like men don't like talk as much.
Yeah.
So when I was watching, I've only seen 2 episodes.
Okay.
I mean, the sex is hot. I feel similarly. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, so what's
What's going on?
what's
Yeah.
going on here? Like, like it's good and it's interesting,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I feel like. Here's what I'll say.
Mhm.
Maybe this is an accurate representation of like the felt sense of what it means to be gay men that
Yeah.
want to fuck each other.
That's a good take. Yeah.
Whereas if there's queer women, I'm like, my pilot has a lot of talking
Yeah.
and a lot of like meandering
Yeah.
and a lot of just it's just much more sapphic.
Yeah.
And I think that that's more true to the
We
queer
are
women experience.
Far more in touch with our emotions.
Yeah.
Than men
And
are,
we're like
for
blah, 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 blah,
sure.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, we talk a lot. Whereas like,
Yeah.
you know, one of my friends was telling me, and he writes a lot of polyamorous content.
Mhm.
He's a writer and he's queer.
Mhm.
And this was just like a really interesting nuance I had not really thought about. But he was like, yeah, like he goes to sex parties and he's like, I kind of prefer male partners because he's like, with women, you have to honestly be a little bit more careful and sensitive. And there's more of like, even if it's just sex, There's more
Yeah.
talking and setting that has to be done. He's like, with men, sometimes you're
Women
like,
need
don't
to
even
be
talk.
like emotionally turned on.
He's like, with men,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, I don't even need to know your name. And it can still
Yeah,
be hot.
it's true. It's true.
And I think
I
that's,
can see that. Yeah.
and I think even my sexuality can kind of fluctuate.
Mm.
Sometimes I don't want it to be emotional. Sometimes
Yeah.
I just want to fuck. And I feel like it's harder for me to explain that sometimes to women.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
Even queer women?
No.
Yeah.
Straight women. or queer women that have not quite
Yeah.
figured out
Yeah.
how to like not put shit on people.
Yeah.
So that to be
Yeah.
said, all that to be said, when I watched Cheated Revelry, all I could think about was honestly, selfishly, my pilot, not quite,
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, it's not that I don't like this. It's just that it's queer women, the intersection of that and how this is being done, or not.
Yeah.
It's not like I might be turned on by this, but yeah, the story is, at least so far in the first 2 episodes, it's kind of there,
Okay.
but it's kind of quiet.
I'll have to give it a go.
The music is good though. I really
Music's
like
good?
the
Okay.
score, and I do like there's this scene in episode 2 where one of the guys has not texted the other back for like 6 months, but when they see each other, it's still clear there's chemistry, and then they still fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I could see that happening, and that feels very honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I think moments
Um,
of truth in storytelling always stand out, you know, and I think
Because and it
'cause
kind of gave me
know.
insight into like,
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if for men it would be hotter if I acted more like that.
Yeah.
And not saying
Yeah.
I'm gonna go be whatever, but
Yeah.
I think there's value in knowing the language of the other gender
For
or
sure.
whoever you might be
For
into.
sure. I think
too,
it gives you
so.
good perspective into the way they think and move. Yeah.
Like, he didn't respond for 6 months. You would tell a
Yeah.
woman like, "Don't bother with him. He doesn't care about you." But
Yeah.
meanwhile, they're still fucking, and I'm not thinking, "Oh,
I
that
never
guy
thought
lost
about it
power."
in that sense. So I'd be curious to watch it actually.
I feel like I have to
Yeah.
for research almost.
That's literally why I try and watch pretty much everything
Yeah.
that is out there. Just to get a sense of what's being made, what do people like, and also what am I gonna learn from this?
I kind of want to know.
Even if I hate it, what am I
Yeah.
gonna learn?
Yeah, well, that I learned that
Yeah.
it made me really horny. Like, I masturbated
Yeah.
a lot this morning, and I was
Yeah.
like, it's because I watched
It's
Cheated
because I
Revelry
watched-
last night. I'm like, why is this so
Okay,
hot?
Question: do you think same concept but with 2 hot women?
Oh my
How do you think that would do from box office standpoint?
That is so not
to
niche. That's
just,
every
like-
porno ever.
I know, but like that's the thing with a great storyline that is, you know, emotional, heartfelt. How do you think it would be received by people?
I think people would love it. That's why I'm writing it. I'm like, we haven't seen it for our generation.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it. We haven't
No.
seen. And when people are like, oh, but what? Like, I've gotten some stuff from people of like, oh, what's the story? Or like, I'm like, it's just her dating and being queer.
Yeah,
It's not some big coming. I mean, there is a little bit of a coming out, but that's
Yeah.
not the point of it. I'm like, she's also just a human who's like,
yeah.
how do I navigate?
I know the whole coming out thing is so like, oh my
Ugh.
god.
I just,
like, why
I just,
can't I just be? Why can't I just show up one day and say, "Mom, Dad, this is my girlfriend," and not have to do like a whole fucking reveal?
and everyone be like, oh, what did her parents think? I'm like, she's in her 30s. Do you ask white people in their 30s what their parents think of their decisions? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to parentify myself. I'm not doing it.
Oh.
But I think also, like, we have so many shows about, like, just people being quirky and dating. And we're not like, oh, but what is
Yeah.
it about, though?
yeah,
We're like, it's just about
it's just about
that. And it is
Yeah.
still, I still think queerness is largely misunderstood.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, oh, pick a lane.
for sure.
Like, be one or the other. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's not like pansexuality, queerness. I'm like, it's not necessarily even about gender. And I don't think we
Yeah.
see, especially with 2 femme women. And I think,
No,
in-
especially men, they just cannot. Like, we get comments all the time being like, "Oh, you guys are so pretty. You could have any man you want."
oh my God, don't you
why?
hate that? It actually like enrages
We wake
me.
up and we're upset because we'll be reading these comments, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" It's either that or then all the like religious extremists being like, "Repent, you're going to hell." You know, it's
Everybody's
anywhere
got an
across the
opinion.
spectrum. But yeah, I'm like, why? Why is that initially your
And
thought?
it just means
of
you gotta keep
like,
going.
That's what we're doing. But
Yeah.
men don't understand. They're like, well, if you can, why wouldn't you want to be with a man?
LO.
You
I'm like at this point to be trying to convince women to date straight men is like, ha ha ha.
I mean, literally, I had
Like, what are we
I had a
doing here?
man like hop up on one of my TikTok lives. It was like, "You're so pretty. You could be with any man you want. Why are you with a woman?" And I literally responded, was like, "Have you seen women?
have you?
Have you literally seen women?"
And I'm sorry, men do. I will say, a lot of men, at least in person, maybe not online, but in person, a lot of men in my life who would otherwise be like, I'm rational, I'm rational. When I literally say something like that, I'm like, yeah, I like women. I mean, they're
Yeah.
hot. It is the one thing they don't fight me on because they look at me and
They're like, ah, yeah, we get it.
they're like, you know what? Yeah, can confirm.
Can
That makes sense. And I'm like, thank you for not making me over explain
yeah.
what it is about women that I really like.
And I also think it's this idea of like they want what they can't have that much more.
Yeah.
I've never
Well, and
experienced
it's like
that.
a if we start to not want men like that, then it is I feel like for men I saw this TikTok the other day. This woman was like, men make money so they can get women, women make money so they don't have to date men. And I'm like, that is one of
Yeah.
the most accurate things I have ever seen.
It's so true.
Like, even the last guy I was seeing, he literally said this to me. I can't believe he said this to me because he was like voting himself off the island. He goes, I just think when you have more I have some financial freedom,
Yeah.
but I'm not at the level of like I can just get a surrogate
Yeah.
and have a baby and not have to worry. I would like to get there.
Yeah. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Because then I can decide. He goes, I just feel like when you have financial freedom, your decisions are going to be so clear for you. And I'm like, it's so interesting you say that because it's literally your indirect way of implying you're not going to really like need
Yeah.
me. And I'm like, I think that's right though.
They do feel I definitely have noticed that men, if they don't feel needed and wanted, they're just like,
And I
what
still
do I
do
do?
need.
Yeah.
If you have, I think we don't need what we used to need. But we still need
Yeah.
people. I
Yeah.
believe that. I need people. I'm not like.
I think that's the big thing.
Mhm.
Like needing people is a great thing, but I think like especially coming from a place like India and like having friends in so many different parts in the East, it's this idea of being so dependent and reliant on a man to the point where if he treats you badly
That's
or does
slavery.
anything, you can't leave. And that's
All the
what's
women in my
terrifying
family,
because you're
honestly.
trapped. You're trapped then.
It literally feels like I am the first woman in my bloodline to not be like enslaved. Like
Yeah.
it's that extreme.
It is, and it's an
And
amazing feeling.
it's amazing and also heartbreaking because I still have to observe the women before
Yeah.
me and what they do, and they have to observe me.
Yeah.
And it literally feels like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's so amazing and also so painful to see it so viscerally.
We got a DM from this lady in Pakistan, and she said that she was dating this girl for 10 years before they got married to separate men, had kids, and she's like, we hadn't seen each other in like a couple years, and we've started seeing each other again, but it's in secret, and just kind of like her whole story. And I was trying to imagine what's going through something like that feels like, loving someone so deeply for 10 years and you're torn apart, not because you want to, but because you have to. You have to marry a man, you have to have kids with this person.
Sure.
All the time you're still thinking about somebody else and wanting to be with someone else, but you can't. And now you finally have reunited, but you have to do it behind somebody's back.
It's so like for what?
Imagine that being your way of life for God knows how long.
I can't.
I
I'm at the point like there's something also happens as you start to approach 40.
yeah.
It's not that you don't care. It's like it's just I feel like the last few years I'm like what happens to future generations is way bigger of a responsibility and point of interest versus placating people from the past. So it really matters to me how I show up in the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it matters to like women who read my Substack. I don't even write very much, but sometimes
Yeah.
I'll write about whatever. I'll write very
Yeah.
honestly about my sexuality, my life. And I've had younger Indian women write me
Yeah.
letters being like, this was really helpful. And they
Yeah.
won't explicitly say I'm gay or whatever. But I'm like, I get it.
I mean, we've had so many Indian
Mhm.
women reach out on our TikTok being like, because of your representation, we didn't know that something like this was possible or existed. And that's why I'm like, I want to see that on the big screen.
We're gonna see it.
I
Let's see.
wanna-
We're gonna sell some. Let's
Let's
write
make it happen.
something. We got to write.
Yeah.
We should just film something.
I think that's a great
I
idea.
feel like I could write a few scenes.
I
and
have
then
a ton of friends that, are ACs and DPs that have equipment that can film.
Oh my god! And then I can be like the old person asking you. I can be like the millennial asking you questions of like, am I dating right? Like I feel like
love
that's kind of.
that.
I
Wait,
feel like
that's really funny.
It's like I'm like an auntie, but like it's kind of funny because it's like a whole thing. I think we could do that.
I yet have to introduce you to all the aunties and auntie mentality. But
Yeah. I think that's really funny because I think about that all the time because I've
Yeah.
gone on dates with younger women and I literally feel I'm like, what am I doing? Like, does she know?
Does she understand?
Does she understand? Like a couple years ago, I went on a date with a girl. Oh my god, this is like the other thing with Indian women who are younger who aren't
Have you
out.
gone on dates with other Indian women?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
What is that experience like?
Not great.
I was about to
It's
say
not great.
that like
They're not out and then they get angry or they're in denial about it. And but by the way, I used to be there. I get it.
Yeah, I get it too.
But it's not. I really like Indian women,
Yeah.
but in the U.S., I'm like it hasn't gone well because most of them are not out. Yeah.
Is it solely because of that? Do you also feel like, because I've found like queerness aside, I think Indians that weren't born in India but are here trying to hold on to their culture
and
so much
and
more.
like a commoditized version of it.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in Detroit where there was a lot of Indian people, and then I also had hundreds of family members.
Yeah.
So I grew up playing the harmonium, the organ. I sang Indian music. I did Bharatanatyam. So I almost
like, were you a Kathak dancer? Yeah.
I was a Bharatanatyam dancer. I want to do my Arangetram in my 40s. I'm like gonna do it.
I love
But
it.
I think in that way, I didn't have all the hangups of like I don't feel good about being Indian. If anything, I feel like I have a little bit more sovereignty in it.
Yeah.
Where I feel more similar to women from Mumbai.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like, oh my God, what am I? But a lot of Indian Americans that didn't have that, I sense just almost like this like scarcity desperation mindset in them.
Yeah.
And I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
So
you definitely don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of women, like my mom tells me this all the time. She's like, you're more similar to girls from India. And I'm like, I could see that actually.
100%. I think that's also probably why I like related to you a little bit more.
I think so. Why? And likewise, I was like, oh, it's clear.
Yeah.
Because you're less like, I need to perform. You're just like, let's just like be sovereign.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
So yeah, it's not been great is my honest answer to that. So I'm like, I think if I were to go try to find my Indian wife, she would be like in London or Mumbai.
You might find your wife in Larchmont.
Or Larchmont. Same difference. No, I'm kidding. It's not the same thing. Maybe. I would be so excited. I'm like, where is she?
We should make a Found My Wife in Larchmont t-shirts.
Oh my God.
And start like.
I'm like, I just put like my voice age. I'm like, are you my wife? Call Gabby.
Yeah. Watch that actually work though.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna like enlist your help in this. Like we're gonna go see Zootopia.
I'm ready.
We're gonna go see Zootopia and then we're gonna go wife hunting.
Yeah, and then we're gonna make a ton of great content.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Well, I love this.
Thank you for having me.
We Joe Rogan this shit. 1 hour, 17 minutes. I love.
We Joe Rogan.
We Joe Rogan. All right, I love you. Thank you. I'm gonna stop the recording.